So I had already quit my previous job. I put in my 2-week notice, bought a heap of nice clothes, and that job is basically gone now. I'll be back. Great outdoors. All right, what is up, producer gang? This is going to be, I believe, episode 6, and I have an update for you guys. So for those of you who don't know, this is basically my vlog of what it's like to try to become a paid producer, and obviously at the very start of this journey. So carrying off where we left off last episode, I basically mentioned how I was getting super tired of the work I was doing for my visa in Australia, which is laboring work, because I like to do things that require me to think a little and sit in front of a computer, hence why I like producing. So basically at this point now, I went looking for new jobs because I was tired of the ones I was working, and I did. I found one, an IT job. That's kind of what I was doing before. I had to do labor and farm work, and I had the interview, and I actually got the job, and it was supposed to pay $55 an hour. It was a council job, really good job actually. And 3 days before I started, they contacted me to tell me that the position had been rescinded, which basically means that they've removed the position and no longer exists. So I had already quit my previous job. I put in my 2-week notice, bought a heap of nice clothes, and that job is basically gone now. So at this point, I contacted my previous employers and asked them to take me back based on what happened, and they did. So I'm basically back to square one. Missed out on a week of work, but in the meantime I did work on quite a bit of music and beats and whatnot, so that was really nice. So sometimes it just sucks. Life just kicks you when you're down, and really there's nothing I could have done, and it's just the way it turned out. So, you know, trying to make moves, trying to get forward, and unfortunately it didn't work out. So all I got to do is keep the grind going, 10-hour days, try to make music when I can, and hopefully, you know, that'll pay off at some point in the distant future. Today, actually, I had somebody comment on one of my YouTube videos where I made a Griselda Type Beat, and they said that that wasn't Griselda style, and I do agree with them fully, because I went back and I looked up some Griselda music and what it sounds like, and I decided to create a beat today. It took me about 2 hours to make it out of samples. So that's what I'll be showing you guys now is how I made that. So moving forward, it's been a rough 3 weeks, but still continuing on making beats, making music, also working on a lot of electronic music that I really like to do, and yeah, hoping that in the next coming weeks I can find a position elsewhere, kind of IT or whatever, in the meantime while I work on music and try to earn money that way. Another huge bonus this week was that I obviously have a mixing and mastering business. I got a deal to come through, so I'm mastering some songs for somebody, which will pay me $200, which is great. So making a little bit of money here and there, selling beats and mixing and mastering slowly. But yeah, that's the grind, one day at a time, and hopefully eventually I'll get there. Alrighty, let's go inside. Home.
Hi, bud.
What are you cooking?
Like that?
Nice.
I have a reminder for Mitchell. Mitchell?
Oh,
Who's Mitchell?
Who's Mitchell? We don't know what that is. We don't know who that is. Doesn't matter. Okay, so here we have the beat, the Griselda Type Beat that I went back and redid, try to make it more accurate to their style. I put this together in about an hour or two just because I wanted to see if I could do it, and it turned out all right. I really enjoy Griselda as an artist or a group of artists, but their beat style is like very dark and repetitive, sort of. So there's not much like variation, and it's really boom bappy and grunge. So this is kind of what I came up with here. And I have this little variation in the center. their beats are basically the same beat over and over again. And some of their songs don't even have a hook. Like, it's just a 1:30 song. So I just tried to recreate that here. Basically, all I got is, I'll walk through you guys. I made this piano pattern, super simple, addictive keys, and all I got on that is vinyl, just to give it some pitch bending, a bit of reverb, just a bit crush, and some EQing. And then I put this background patch in of Serum, just to give it some kind of underlayer, something going on. So it's basically just a sine note with a few effects on it. Yeah, vinyl and a saturator, and I'll even put, what the heck, I'll chuck a reverb on that. There we go. What I have. And the drums are super simple. It was a sample that I found on Splice, and then I put it into Fruity Slice X because it was at a different tempo, and then I basically just chopped it up into what you see here. And that works really nicely with this beat. And on that I have Imager, just taking care of some of that width in the bottom end, an EQ, a saturator, just driving it a bit, and just a tiny, like 1.2% of reverb. And then I have this Foley sample, which is basically just like a vinyl noise in the background. Sidechain, obviously. And then these are the basses that I have samples of. So there's this one that I really liked, and then this other bass. They're actual bass guitar samples. So I've noticed that in a lot of their beats they usually have a bass guitar sample and only like 1 or 2 notes variation. And then I thought this sounded really cool. Kind of adds that dark vibe. And then of course a bit of hat on the snare, because I needed a bit of top end. And then these are just my own effects. And then in this midsection here, I've just added a 7th on top of the Serum pass, so just 7 semitones up and just a little bit of volume there. Which makes it into this, and a little bit of a hook. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it was a very quick one to make. If you guys have any suggestions or recommendations on more Griselda type tracks or beats that I can listen to get a better idea, let me know. And yeah, hope you guys had a good week, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.